Hey folks, Fox here. So, since I have a tournament this weekend, I thought I'd take a little bit of time and talk about what I do to prepare and how do I transport my army to a tournament. Now, this is for a local tournament, so transporting it's a little bit different. If I go to a tournament out of town, I'll usually kind of, you know, uh, cut it down by quite a bit. So, for the most part, when it comes to going to a tournament, I'll usually walk in the door with four things in my hand: a tote with my army in it, I'll have my display board, I'll have a backpack, it's usually over the shoulder, and then a cup of coffee in the hand. You gotta, there's some of them are pretty early in the morning, so you need something to, a little pick me up. With that said, I have to say that um, not everyone will transport in the same way. Everyone's got different ideas. And for myself, this is basically what works for me. I've tried all kinds of different foam trays. I've tried different ways of transporting hard cases, soft cases, bags, pull bags, all kinds of different things. But so far, this one seems to work for me. So to really start off, we'll take a look at maybe the backpack first and what I have in here. It's just a standard little backpack, nothing too special. It's got some pockets on the side so I can put some water or juice and some other little pockets here I can put some snacks into. But for the most part, begins with my rulebook and codex. So I'll toss those in there. I'll also put in maybe some other books in here too, just in case I want to do a little bit of reading before a game on game nights. But tournaments, I'll usually leave those out. I'll bring my army list, sometimes several copies. Some tournaments do require you to give it to other people, and then the frequently asked questions sheets. Bring sheets of paper. This tournament here I'm going to is requiring you to roll for warlord traits and psychic abilities at every game, so it's good to have that, as well as a few different pens. Your partner might not have brought a pen, so lend them one, lend them a piece of paper. I'll also bring a small bag, like that little Citadel bag, so I can toss in my objective markers. Make sure that you have your objective markers, they're numbered, they're clear. Also, maybe bring a little bit of glue for those little emergency breaks. The important stuff. A weapon falls off. You need to get that back on there so you can, measure stuff correctly. I'll also bring little tokens. Depending on the game type, maybe it's one shot, one kill, so I need tokens for that. Or I can use it to tell me if something's jinked or not. I'll use these tokens in case I have a wave serpent on the table and it just reminds me whether I've used the shield or not. I also have a few boxes or little containers of dice. This one here I'll sometimes have in case someone needs a set of dice. I'll usually use the reds for marking turns for the most part, or even just using the whites for marking off deployment zones. The other box of dice is usually the typical box of dice that I use for just day-to-day gaming. Two different sets of templates. Mine are marked with my name. I also have the another set in case someone needs them, and then of course a measuring tape. What else is there? Oh, the data cards. I'll usually bring those for everyday game night. They're not typically used in tournaments, although we are kind of looking at a way of implementing special objectives within tournaments. The display board is another thing that I did want to talk a bit about. And for those that have very beautiful, intricate display boards, I'm definitely envious. Right now, I'm just sticking with a basic one because, I used to play various different gaming systems. I've kind of cut back to just a few, but like Flames of War, I needed the entire thing to be able to put my entire German army on it. For 40K, I bring a lot of tanks and a lot of units, so I need a lot of room. I might toss a crater on here or there, but for the most part, I keep it as barren as possible. And what this is made out of is it's a frame for a calendar. I'll go through this a little later on, but basically a frame from a calendar. That's all that is. So it's really easy to do, and it looks half decent too for how much work I put into it. Transporting the armor itself, what I do is I have basically a stand over here, and each of those totes has an army in it ranging from 1,500 points all the way up to 1,850. So on game nights, I need to. Sometimes I don't have enough time to prep, so I'll usually have a few armies all set to go, and I can just grab and go. I also have these large totes here in case I'm going to an apocalypse game, and I just need that extra room to be able to carry 3,000 plus points of basically units. Now, when it comes to this tote here, I'll have foam sheets as well as the foam trays. I'll just put the guys in, load them up, heaviest on the bottom, working to the top. Again, like I said, I've tried all kinds of different ways, like hard cases, soft cases, trolley cases. But for the most part, I'm really happy with this setup. The markers too. This one I didn't mention. Now, having like a specific marker for your army in case you do relic or you want to defend something that's actually significant to your army. Now, finally, about kind of mentioning the actual transportation of these guys. When I do put them in here, I just find it a lot easier because then I can stick it in the either the tray on the left there, so I can just store things really easily and quickly, or I find it a lot easier for myself. Again, if you guys have some better ways of doing it, go for it. Let me know what you guys do because I'm always looking for good ideas as well. The only drawback is the walls of these drawers, I suppose you could almost call them, are a little bit flimsy. But other than that, I really like it because it's nice and light and doesn't take a lot of room up in the car. So overall, that's what I'll do to transport all of my stuff to the store. So I have my little tote, I've got the display board, and then I've got my backpacks. This is what it looks like when it's all packed up. So everything's in the tote, that's in the tote, everything's in the bag that needs to be in the bag, and then I've got my display board. What's really cool about it being a frame that you can hang on the wall, when it's not in use, you can actually hang it up and it's out of the way and it's not getting damaged, which is another big thing because it's relatively tough when it comes to what's on top there, but it can still get damaged. So it's just something that you can potentially do. So that is how I transport my army, guys. Let me know how you guys get your armies to your game stores. And yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. So with that said, hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll try and post some more in the near future. And keep an eye out for the tournament results because I'm going to be getting screenshots and all kinds of different things too. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.